Hello everyone, this is Jamaica McDonald. I am coming to you today to talk about my impact video. My major is fashion merchandising, so that was what I was focusing on. I chose to speak about the ethical production in fashion merchandising, and that made me decide to, I went towards more so child labor laws, or I'm sorry, labor laws, period. And what I spoke about basically in my paper was, how we are very, we depend on a lot of stuff when it comes to fashion industry. Me as a fashion merchandiser, I want to be a buyer. So I was trying to see how can I use ethics when it comes to being a buyer. And I know, excuse me, and I know it sounds a little like I'm contradicting myself. But personally, for me, I, even though I want to be a buyer, I do not want it to conflict with my self values. So what I do is I advocate for self awareness, knowing myself, and helping others, and also taking risks. That's four instead of three. But that's what I choose to live by. So basically, when I talked about the child labor laws, I was referring to like Nike and H&M. There's a lot of stores that we use that are very, we use it every day, and we don't think about what people have to go through in order to make these products. A lot of people lose their lives. I specifically spoke about how Nike was exposed in the 90s. I'm sorry. Nike was exposed in the 90s, and they worked on their image a little bit, but they really worked on their image because they got exposed, not because they were rethinking their ways. So I want people to really, in corporations, I really want to try to make sure that money is just not what rules the company. Yes, you need money to do this, but it shouldn't be able to. You shouldn't be trying to put another person at risk or in harm or treat them unfairly just to make a product. And I feel like if we really advertise that, it can make the sales plummet or it can make it grow. Like, it just depends. I feel like we can have an alternative. So my alternative was that we can make conflict free items, uh, which is very possible. You can either try to make conflict free items, just such as jewelry and stuff like that. Like jewelry, say for example, in in different parts of Africa, they make diamonds and people get mistreated, they get killed just to have a diamond. So like a conflict free example would be like Kendra Scott. Kendra Scott does not make, her jewelry does not make, it's conflict free, it's not real diamonds or jewelry, but people still love her, and people still go to her products because they love it, because it's big and it's bedazzled and it's in your face. It's very Texas like. So we can actually have alternatives like that. Also, another thing that I thought that would be a solution is that, I were to, if I were to make a petition and confront companies and just say, really, companies can really try to confront their suppliers, because if if a company doesn't have a supplier, there's no business. You know what I mean? So you can choose to go to what supplier you want to go to, because there's a lot of companies that are very are they choose wisely in what they do and how they do their image. And this is what brings me back to their self image, is because if your self image is bad, no one will buy from you. Simple. So your image really matters, because that's the way you continue to make products. So if you have a great self image, then you'll have sales. So that's what I was trying to do.